Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back from Christmas break. I hope you had a wonderful, very Merry Christmas, and I hope you had a very Happy New Year. Welcome to the year 2021, a brand new year, which means we're getting back into the swing of school. Hopefully, we will be back in person very soon, but until then, we are going to make the most of our time together here online. So this week, we're going to be starting a brand new story called The Big Race. And we are going to go over our words to know. So here we go. Let's take a look at number 1. Our first word is two, like the number 2, T-W-O. That is definitely a trick word because T and W normally don't just say two, right? So that is definitely a trick word, two. 2 desert lizards are sitting on the rock, and you can see the 2 lizards right there. Let's go to number 2. It says into, okay? Notice how this 2 is spelled differently than the number 2 on the first card. So the bird flew into the big cactus, and make sure you remember when you're writing that word, boys and girls, that into is all one word. And that's actually one of our trick words from Foundation. So we should remember that. We've already learned that before with that. Let me move myself over. Let's go to card number 3 is the word 3. Okay? T-H-R-E-E, 3. There are 3 birds resting in the sun. Let's go to card number 4. The word is starts. There's our suffix S on the end of a word. Okay, the base word is start, and then we add the suffix starts. Okay, the desert starts to cool down at sunset. What do you notice about all of the pictures on this page, boys and girls? All of these pictures go with the desert, right? So all of these words, if you notice the pictures, they all show a picture of things that either live in the desert or what the desert looks like. So that gives us a clue as to what our story will be about this week. Number 5, the word is over. O-V-E-R. Over. Can you say that with me? Over. A hawk flew over the tall rocks. Number 6, the word is 4. So we actually have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 different words this week that are just number words, and we should remember those from kindergarten. So our sight words should be really nice and hopefully easier this week as we're coming back from a break, and maybe some of us are feeling still a little bit sleepy from Christmas, maybe too many Christmas cookies. So hopefully this week your sight words won't be too hard because you should know at least 4 of them because they're number words, okay? It says all 4 legs of this fox are strong. Let's look at card number 7. The word is 5. So we have 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? F-I-V-E, 5. This desert flower has 5 red spots. And let's take a look at our last card. Number 8, the word is watch. Can you do that with me? Kind of make binoculars with your hands. Ready? Watch. Okay, the rabbits watch and listen for danger. Okay, let's move on to our story this week, boys and girls. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at this page. Read and comprehend. Our target skill this week is conclusions. That's a long word. Can you say conclusions? Sometimes authors, remember the author writes the words, authors do not tell all the details in a story. Readers must use clues in the words and pictures and think about what they already know. So I want you to be thinking about what you already know this week to help you use the clues in the words and pictures. This will help them make a smart guess about what the author does not tell you. This smart guess is a conclusion. So when you make a smart guess based on what you know, that's called a conclusion. It says use a chart to list the clues and your conclusions. And we're going to be working on that on Wednesday this week. So we will practice a little bit together. So if you take a look at this chart, it says we have a clue, a clue, a clue, and then based on the clues that you have and what you already know, you can draw conclusions, okay? Our target strategy this week is to infer or predict. So you're going to practice this week using text evidence to help you think of what might happen next, okay? Predicting is you're making an educated guess on what's coming next up in the story. And you don't know for sure, but based on what has already happened in the story, you take a guess, okay? And our topic is citizenship this week. So it says cross at the crosswalk. This rule keeps you safe. So a crosswalk, boys and girls, is when you're on the road and you're waiting at the sidewalk to cross over the road. Usually you only see them in cities or towns. And they have the little white strips of paint going across the road. And you have to wait to go across that crosswalk. You have to wait until it's safe, until the cars are stopped. Wash your hands. What does that rule do? Well, that rule keeps us healthy, right? We hear all about washing our hands this year. Following rules makes you a good classmate, and it makes you a good neighbor too. When you read The Big Race, think about the rules and the different ways that the animals race. Okay, and today we're going to be doing the talk about it. It says, what rules do you follow at school? And I know we've been out of school for a while now, so it might be hard, but try to think about the Wildcat way, boys and girls. What types of rules do we follow at school? And what rules do you have to follow at home? Are any of them the same? Are any of them different? And I want you to write your answers on your seesaw activity today. And then I want you to share those ideas back with your teacher by submitting your seesaw assignment. Okay, let's go forward and let's take a look at our brand new story for the week, The Big Race. So our author, let's meet our author. Our author is Pam Munoz Ryan. It says, California summers can be very hot. And when Pam Munoz Ryan was growing up, she was often at the library on summer days. That's because the library was one of the few places nearby with air conditioning. I remember when I was a little girl, I didn't have air conditioning in my parents' car or in my house. And when we finally got it, it was such a relief because, it gets very hot sometimes in Pennsylvania with the summer. So we take things for granted sometimes, I think. And our illustrator, if you remember, the illustrator is the one that that draws the pictures. Okay, so we have an illustrator. It's Viviana Garofoli. And her family, they make their home in the country of Argentina. And that's not in the United States. That's actually in South America. Sophie's Trophy and My Big Rig are two of the books that she has illustrated along with The Big Race. So this week, our genre, boys and girls, is a fantasy. Can you say fantasy? Okay, a fantasy could not happen in real life. Do animals actually have a race? No. You might catch two animals chasing each other, but they don't actually do a formal race with a start and an ending and all of that stuff. So as you read, I want you to look for animals who talk and act like people and events that could not really happen. See how many you can find. And our essential question this week is, why is it important to have rules? Okay, think about that. Why is that important? Sometimes we might think rules are constricting, right? We might be like, oh, there's so many rules, right? Sometimes we might feel that way. But rules are in place to usually keep us safe, keep us healthy, or to help us live good lives. So they are important. All right, let's get started with our story. Today is the big race. And if you look at this sign, it says, win the big race, win this big cake? How many of you would love to win a giant cake like that? I know my little girls would absolutely love to win a cake like that. I like cake, said Red Lizard. I will run in that race. Red Lizard gets to the race. 4 animals will run with him. Cottontail is not late. She will run in lane 1. See the 1 on her chest? That shows what lane she is in. Rat naps in the shade. She will run in lane 2. Snake takes his spot in lane 3. Roadrunner stands in lane 4. He waves to his pals. Red Lizard is in lane, 5. The animals bend and hop. The flag is down and the race starts. Many animals watch and clap. It says, get set, go! Cottontail does not get far. Uh-oh, what happened to Cottontail? He got distracted by a butterfly. Looks like he's out of the race. Rat falls into the hay. Oh no, now Rat's out of the race too. Snake stops and chases bugs. Snake got distracted by those bugs, boys and girls. Roadrunner trips over a rake. Now, who put that rake there, boys and girls? Who will win? Hip, hip, hooray! It's Red Lizard who wins. Watch me eat this cake, he yells. Red Lizard looks at his big cake. Do you think Red Lizard can eat that whole cake all by himself? Red Lizard looks at his pals. His pals are friends, right? His pals like cake too. What will Red Lizard do now? What do you think Red Lizard should do, boys and girls? If you had an entire cake all to yourself, and you had some friends that you think liked cake too, I think a good friend would share it, right? It says Red Lizard gets 5 plates. He gets cake for his pals too. Hip, hip, hooray for Red Lizard. Okay, so that is all for today, boys and girls. You do have a Seesaw activity to complete and a words to know page on Seesaw. And then tomorrow and the rest of the week, we're going to be working on using clues to make conclusions. All right, have a wonderful, happy Monday.